Hi everybody, it's Kate from VALÄRE and I'm going to explain to you what RIR or Reps in Reserve are and how you can use them to optimize your strength training programs on the VALÄRE app. So RIR quite simply stands for Repetitions in Reserve, which means after you have completed the prescribed number of repetitions at a particular weight or load, how many more repetitions you feel like you could have done at that particular load. Let's go through an example. So for example, I'm currently completing an exercise program or a workout program on the VALÄRE app, and I have been prescribed a single leg press. It's told me to do for the first set 6 repetitions at a weight of 68 kilograms. So the goal reps in reserve that the app is asking me to feel like I have left by the end of those 6 repetitions is 4. So if I go and do my single leg press and I've done my 6 repetitions, once I have re-racked that, I want to ask myself, how many more repetitions could have I done at that weight with good technique? Ideally, it should be 4. However, let's say that I did those 6 repetitions and I felt like it was relatively light. Let's say I feel like I could have done at least 5, if not 6 more repetitions. What I would then do is in the actual reps in reserve box, I would type in 6. So I would put that in, then it will allow me to press start rest. I would start my rest and it would change then the load of that particular exercise for me to then hit the target reps in reserve for the next set. You can liken this to if you were at the gym with somebody, say you had your physio or your trainer with you and they prescribed you a more challenging exercise and you felt like it was relatively easier than what you know it should be, they would then load those up. That's what this app is doing for you, is that it will load those weights up or down to help accommodate so you can hit that target reps in reserve to make sure that you're getting the load of your exercise right. So with this particular one, then it has increased the weights for me and it's telling me to go to heavier weight for the next one so I can then hit that target reps in reserve. So it's telling me my next set weight should be 78 kilos. So I'll go on to the next one and it's told me to do 78 kilos with a goal reps in reserve of this time 3, because this program in particular is getting harder each time. So I were to do my 6 repetitions at 78 kilos. Say if I finished that and I felt like actually that was pretty spot on, I feel like I could have only had 3 more repetitions in reserve. In the actual reps in reserve, I would put 3 and then I would press my start rest again. And this is a rolling thing that the app does, is it changes based on your reps in reserve. Every time you do an exercise, it will then calculate for you the next weight that you should do for the next set to make sure that you are really dialing in that intensity. If the weight was too heavy, let's say that that new weight that it prescribed me was just too heavy and I felt like I only had 1 repetition left in reserve, I would then put that in and it would make it lighter for me for the next set to make sure that I dial this in. You will notice for bodyweight exercises, you won't have the ability to input your actual reps in reserve. This is because with bodyweight exercises, there's no weight to change. So if you do feel like maybe the exercise is too easy, you can always increase the duration of the exercise or the repetitions of that exercise, or if it's a banded one, you can always get a stronger band as well. You will find over the duration of doing your strength training program that you will get more used to understanding repetitions in reserve, and the app will fine-tune these weights for you. It does also adjust these for you based on the fatigue scale as well, so make sure you put that in accurately if you're feeling particularly fatigued one day. Using reps in reserve is very helpful for endurance athletes because it does accommodate for fatigue. So if you are feeling particularly fatigued from, say, a big session that you did earlier that morning or the day before, then your internal reps in reserve will feel maybe particularly lower than it usually would. Make sure you're honest with yourself and you pop that in the app so it can really give you accurate weights.